So then I started getting into my head and I was like, oh my God, have I gained 30 pounds like what happened last time? So anyways, I did step on the scale today and I did gain weight. It is correct. I've gained 17 pounds and it's not 30. It's not 30 in 3 weeks.
Alrighty, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we are going to be talking about Amberlynn Reid and a video she uploaded today about an hour ago that is titled "Let's Talk About My Weight Gain." And I just think that this is very it's not lost on me that she uploaded this video less than 24 hours after Nick Cotto uploaded his video showing that he had lost 250 pounds. I know that a lot of people are making comparisons to that, and it's not lost on me. All these videos coming out on the same day has been quite the day for me, but we're just gonna kind of go straight into it. I think that there's a lot of interesting stuff that she actually shares in this video, and I think as far as an Amberlynn Reid video goes, it's one of the more interesting ones. So let's go ahead and just let it play out.
So I'm looking hectic. Like, why do I have a drink right there? Oh yeah, okay, sorry, my brain just like went somewhere else completely.
So random XD, you know.
Had this Sprite sitting on my counter and I'm like, what? I don't remember taking that out, but it was literally yesterday because I accidentally dropped it and I was like, can't open that now because then it'll explode. Anyways, sometimes my brain just goes from like here to there to there to here, but I've been feeling like self-conscious with no makeup on. I don't know. It seems like whenever I don't have makeup on, people are just like, damn, you're ugly. And I'm like, okay, thank you. So obviously that makes me feel super self-conscious because I already like actually think that. And makeup does make me look better, I know. And when my hair's down and stuff, and like when my hair's up like this, people are like, oh look, the poop bun or the depression bun. And I'm just like, no, I literally just didn't feel like wearing my hair down. Like, it's been hot here in the hundreds, and I will say it is cooling down, thankfully. So this is literally me just saying, yeah, I get it. I don't look the greatest, but I don't want to stop myself from filming just because I don't feel like wearing makeup, because I do need my face to breathe sometimes, and I really want to start filming more.
All right. Sounds good. I'm glad that we had that update here.
This video is obviously about my weight because so many people are like, Amberlynn, your face is looking a little bit like a moon.
Yeah, people are saying that, but then also it's interesting she doesn't really bring this up, but it's like the whole issue with the new girlfriend and the accusations of feeder stuff going on. So then to upload this video is just like, it is adding so much fuel to the fire, and it's like, it's literally, it's like, it's almost on purpose how perfectly this fits into the cycle and how it always goes, right? Amberlynn's like on a new diet, or she's taking a new medication, or doing something for her weight, and she ends up getting a new relationship. The relationship's going on for a little bit, and then immediately she's talking about how she's gaining weight again. And it's just like, it is literally like I was having a conversation with my producer, and she said, I can almost guarantee the next video that comes out is going to be Amberlynn talking about her gaining weight. And she was literally right. And so,
have you stepped on that scale? And I did. I stepped on it over a month ago, and I was at my lowest weight. I was at 467. That was actually after I ended up getting cellulitis. I did not tell you guys that, but I did get cellulitis in my lymphedema leg, which does happen a few times a year, unfortunately. No matter how clean you are, it's really easy to get cellulitis in your lymphedema, especially like the first time I ever got it, I was 16. So I'm very prone to it now. And I'm telling you, when I get cellulitis, I get super sick. Like the shivers, I literally can't breathe. I have like 103 temperature. My heart's beating super fast. Like I have bad infection. I'm like puking, can't eat for days on end. Before cellulitis, I think I was a good like 475. So lost some weight. I always gain weight back like super quickly after I have cellulitis. I don't know what it is, but it literally happens. And then
I mean, I feel like it's relatively normal after you're sick. A lot of times after I'm sick, like I'll be, you know, at a super low weight, but then once I start eating and drinking and, you know, refilling my body with actual nutrients and water, I start to gain a little bit of weight for sure.
On top of that, I stopped semaglutide. If you don't know what that is, it's pretty much Ozempic. And for a lot of people, especially people my size, like when you stop taking it, like you're gonna gain your weight back 9 times out of 10. So I knew.
Yeah, I mean, that is true, right? Semaglutides and the GLP-1 medications are definitely meant to be taken long term. That's something we've talked about a ton, right? But to not even acknowledge the fact that the girlfriend is in town or was in town, right? And like when you're in a long distance relationship, I'm in one, I've been in one for a long time. I know that it's like when you're with the person, you want to go out and do these things. You want to, you know, go out and go on a date. You want to go drinking. I don't drink, but like, you know, I know that she does with her girlfriend. You want to do all those things, and like to not at least acknowledge like, hey, the fact that my girlfriend was in town is definitely going to contribute. I think because she's afraid of acknowledging that at all and saying that, because she's like, people are going to say, you know, I told you so, right?
My appetite was coming back and I was feeling it at the full swing of things. Like I literally had never felt hungrier in my life, and I was like, wow, this feels very reminiscent because I have done Ozempic before. And afterwards, from my memory, I was like, I gained a lot of weight back the first like 3 to 4 weeks after I quit taking it. So I had to go back and I looked, and I was right. I literally went and watched old vlogs. I ended up gaining 30 pounds in 3 weeks. It was a little over 3 weeks, under crazy. 4 weeks. 30 pounds the first time I quit Ozempic.
So that's crazy, right? 30 pounds in 3 weeks. And the reason that she's saying this is because later in the video, she's gained less than 30 pounds in more than 3 weeks. So I think she's trying to say that as like, it's not as bad as it could be. But it's interesting to me to have that happen to you, right? And to still be like, I'm going to stop this medication because I just don't want to take, I'm just over it, right? I can understand if you can't afford it, if you can no longer get access to it, those are things that out of your control. But it's like something that's in your control, and you just decide, you know what, I'm done. And it's just confusing because Amberlynn always says so often that like losing weight is so important to her. It's like the most important thing. It's like really what she wants to do. But then time and time again, everything that she does, these decisions that she makes, it's like, why would you stop taking it if you didn't have to? Well, for what reason, you know? And I think she goes on to say, I just wasn't losing weight anymore. But it's like, okay, maybe up the dose or talk to your doctor and find out why that's happening instead of just being like, I'm just done. You know, I know I'm going to gain the weight back, whatever. When you say so often it's the most important thing to you, again, it just doesn't, like the things don't add up, right? It doesn't make any sense.
That was like 2 years ago, I'd say. Like that's hectic. That's a lot of weight. So when I saw that, and then I was like seeing the comments where people were like, girl, you're bigger than ever. And it's like, I noticed my weight gain a little bit, especially like in my face and like in my stomach area. So then I started getting into my head and I was like, oh my God, have I gained 30 pounds like what happened last time? So anyways, I did step on the scale today and I did gain weight. It is correct. I've gained 17 pounds and it's not 30. It's not 30 in 3 weeks, but it is 17 in about 5 weeks, which is kind of hectic. I'm not gonna lie.
Hectic seems to be Amberlynn's favorite word right now. Like, it's just, there's never any acknowledgement of like what exactly happened, right? Yes, you stopped taking the medication, but what were you doing? What, like, those are, asking these questions and thinking about that is so important if weight loss is genuinely something that is important to you, right? Like, what are the things that I am doing that are making the weight gain happen? What are the things that I'm doing that are leading me to not take these things as seriously as I want? Whatever it might be, but like asking yourself that, but it's just not brought up, and it's just so bizarre to go out and say like, oh yeah, I gained all this weight, and then be like, but I don't even know how it happened. It's so strange, you know, I just stopped taking Ozempic, I guess. It's like there was obviously more calories that were consumed. Why did that happen, right? And if you just don't want to say it because you don't want to say, hey, my girlfriend was in town and we were eating together because you're afraid of what people are going to think, I think that says a lot.
It's so weird. When I gain weight, it usually is hardcore stored in my legs at first, but for some reason, it's in my face. I don't know. Full moon tonight is definitely happening. I'm not gonna lie to you. So my initial reaction was, wow, I'm really proud that I didn't actually gain 30 pounds. I only gained 17, but it's like, that's not a victory. It's not. Like, I shouldn't have gained
Yeah, I agree.
weight at all. But like, I knew stopping semaglutide deep down, it was gonna happen because it happened last time. So I did flirt with the idea.
But like, why? I don't understand why not like explaining that and just being very clear, because that's obviously a huge decision. And if weight loss is the most important thing to you, why would you decide to stop if it was working? It just doesn't make any sense.
Of actually going back on semaglutide, but I was like, it wasn't really working. It worked for the first few weeks, not for the second. Like when I doubled my
I'll say it's the first few weeks, but not the second. So I don't understand what that means. I don't know if it's like the first few months and then maybe not the second dose that she started doing, but it's like, why is the answer to just completely stop instead of being like Ozempic and these GLP-1 medications, they are incredibly powerful and potent and they help a lot. but it's not just going to magically melt fat off of you. You have to make decisions. You have to make better choices. These are all things that everyone knows, but it's just like, there's accountability that's being taken, but also not. It's like accountability is happening, but then there's like so many questions that are not answered at all that it's like, what are you taking accountability for? Like, you're taking accountability for, yes, you gained weight, but then it's like, oh, well, how did that happen? And it's like, that's just not shared at all. It's just so bizarre. And like, the reason I'm talking about this is like when we look at, I'm not going to turn the volume on this, but when we look at this video of her, you know, her and her girlfriend, they're out at bars, they're at like a casino, they're getting drinks, they're getting food. And it's just like, to say that this isn't playing a role in maybe that weight gain happening is just silly. You know what I mean? Like, again, for people to make claims that this person is a feeder, right? And you to vehemently deny it, and then to film yourself having them feed you a cherry, there is no way that's not intentional, right? Like that that has to have been done on purpose. But it's just like, not bringing that stuff up is just so bizarre to me, because there's so much more to the story than, yeah, the weight gain is obviously, that's part of it, but it's like, why? That's so important too, right?
Dose, it was like my body was like, nah, we ain't gonna actually have that work anymore. So with semaglutide, which is pretty much Ozempic, it helps with like your appetite when it comes to like down here, your down here appetite. I'm explaining this for dummies because it's how it had to be explained to me, so it's how I can explain it the best. But there is another
perfect, I am a dummy, so it works out,
weight loss injection, which is Monjuro. The compounded version or off-brand version or whatever it's called starts with a T. I'm not quite remembering it right now, but it helps with the receptors down here, but also in your brain. And that's one I've never done before. So my girlfriend Tommy was like, try that. Like, try that instead, because that is another option. Because I was like, semaglutide's not working. Like, and when I first wanted to quit semaglutide, she was like, don't. Keep going, keep going. My mom was like, don't. Keep going, keep going. And I was like,
then why stop? If this is actually, it doesn't make any sense. All the people on the internet are saying it, you should continue with it. It's helping you. All the people in your life that you love and that you care about and that you respect, I would hope, are telling you not to. Why would you stop? Why?
I'm not gonna listen to anyone but myself. But now that I'm realizing, like, I gained my weight back so fast. That's not what I want for my life. Like, I don't want to gain weight. That's not what I want. I like having better mobility. I like having better stamina.
It sounds like you like those things. And of course, anyone's going to like those things, but those things come at a cost. They come at a cost. You can't just expect these medications to just work. It doesn't work like that. You know, again, they're very powerful and potent, but you have to put in the work. You have to make sure that you're eating less calories than you're burning. You know what I mean? Like, those things that still matters. Those things just help that happen, right? It's like you say you want it, but it's like you don't want to do any of the work that is required to make that happen, right? If you really want to save your life, like, these are things that are so available to you, right? You can afford these things that a lot of people can't, and it just seems like you just don't actually care.
Being able to move more and be more fluid in my movement. And I like going out and like doing things, and I don't like my face to look so puffy. So my girlfriend was like, how would I try Monjuro with you? And I was like, you literally don't need it. Like, you literally don't. So no, thank you. I appreciate this.
I mean, I'm just gonna be honest, I'm not sure if I believe that, but I feel like I understand why she's trying to make it seem like that is true. But I'm just gonna say I'm gonna press X for doubt on that one.
Support. If she wants to eat healthier with me or like count calories, like, sure, but I don't want her to like go on a whole ass medicine just to support.
Not even just sure, like, she has to, right? Like, that's at the end of the day, I believe if you are in a relationship with someone that is at Amberlynn's size and you want to help them save their life, you have to join that journey with them, because it is almost impossible for one person to be eating whatever they want and however they want, and then one person to be on the diet and then just expect that to work out. It does not work. It just doesn't, right? We see the divorce rates with people that get weight loss surgery is incredibly high, and it's because those relationships a lot of time are founded on those principles and those habits that people have built. And for a lot of times, sadly, one person ends up gaining a ton of weight, one person doesn't for whatever reason. Maybe they're not eating as much, whatever, but they still enjoy the same lifestyle. And then someone gets a weight loss surgery, they end up losing a ton of weight, their lifestyle changes, and it doesn't mesh any longer with that person that didn't have a ton of weight to lose, and things fall apart, right? So I think if Amberlynn, Reid, and Tommy want to stick together and this to be a long-term thing, this is going to have to be something that they both do together. That's just my opinion.
Support me, because I feel like she can do that in like several different ways than like actually starting a medication, because that's a lot. But I just thought that was sweet of her. So me going back on a weight loss injection is definitely something I am really truly thinking about, because I think I need it. Gaining weight, it's what I do. Like, you guys saw the first video I've ever posted. Since then, I'm up like 120 pounds. My name's Amberlynn, and I wanted to start a YouTube channel for weight loss. I see a lot of videos of other people doing it, and it's so motivating. And last time I weighed in was, I think, about a week ago. I was at 368 or something like that. I'm probably a little higher now. I'll be weighing in tomorrow, and I can make a video stating my weigh-in. My highest weight was 420, but that's my...
It's just crazy seeing like the first video that is uploaded is already being like, I might be a little bit higher than a week ago. It's just like, man, it started from the beginning, right?
Known weight, so it could be even higher than that. And it just seems like every single diet that I do, if I am successful on it, I'm successful, but then the minute I stop it, I gain back weight, gain back even more weight, and it's just been a vicious cycle my whole life. Like, literally.
That's how it works. That's why diets, quote unquote, that's not the way to go about it. And as cheesy as it sounds, but it's like, if you are expecting some eating style to just magically fix all your problems, it's not going to happen. There's a lot of work that has to be done to understand, like, why am I eating this stuff? Why am I going back to food? What is it about this stuff that is so enticing for me? What are the other things that I'm struggling with? Like, there's so much more to it than just, I need to stick on this diet. Obviously, finding a way of eating is the most important thing to lose weight and keep it off sustainably, but you can't just expect to get on a medication, get on whatever diet, right? Whatever thing it is, there's been a million at this point, and expect it to just solve all your problems. There's a lot of internal work that has to happen that you really have to work on, and it takes time and effort, and it's hard. And it just doesn't seem that Amberlynn is really interested in doing something like that.
Since I was 11. It's just something I've constantly struggled with. So what I'm gonna do now is literally just get back to the basics. I'm just gonna count calories, like calories in, calories out. It's literally that simple sometimes. I'm gonna allow myself what I want to eat. I have a calorie goal of how much I wanna eat in a day. So what does that mean for like my channel, and what do you expect? I'm gonna update you guys randomly, maybe do some what I ate.
I mean, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't. It's just, this is what is to be expected. That's always how it's always been. Like, nothing's changing. Like I don't understand this part of the video. It's like, well, yeah, that's how it always is, you know. No offense or anything, but it's like, it'd be me like me being like, okay, going forward, you guys, my videos, I'm gonna be reacting to different videos on the internet. All right, so you know what that means? Like, it's like, oh, okay.
Say videos, some weigh-in videos. I'm just gonna adjust as I go. Whether that be with my calories, what I'm eating, the type of content I want to put up on my channel. It's very Amberlynn coded. Go with the flow.
Yeah,
but one thing for sure,
yes, it is.
I'm not giving up. Not giving up on the weight loss, not giving up on my YouTube channel. Like, you guys, so many of you are like, Amberlynn, you're my comfort. That's where I know to go when I just need like similarity in my life, which, you know, I'll take that as a compliment, but that really just means that I haven't changed much. Like, my content always been the same.
I mean, yeah, correct.
My weight loss journey's always been the same. I do like being in people's comfort, like in that way. That means a lot. But sometimes I'm like, do I need to switch it up a little bit? And I don't really know how I would, actually. But if you guys have some advice, definitely let me know. I actually literally have no idea what I'm talking about at this point. I'm kind of like rambling.
Okay, so that's pretty much the video. I think that the biggest change would be like, and this is gonna sound really douchey, but like, just finding a weight loss thing and like sticking to it and actually losing a significant amount of weight, right? That would be insanely huge. I would think that would be a huge change. We saw that Nick Cotto did it and broke the internet. It was insane. Obviously, I don't expect Amberlynn to disappear or batch record, 2 years worth of videos and then lose the weight and then pop back out. But I do think that seeing that Nick Cotto, how that reaction has been and how he kind of, made that huge statement, I think, I don't know. I think Amberlynn Reid, if you really wanted to lose weight and did lose weight, people would be excited for you. Maybe not initially because we've seen it all, but if you lost 100 pounds, there's really no argument with that, right? That those results would speak for themselves, and I think a lot of people would be like, hey, good job. We're really happy for you. But again, I just wanted to share that video. Let me know what you think down in the comment section down below, and I'll see you next time. Peace.